Yes. We are live. We are back. Hi, everyone. Sports Jazz, please do subscribe. Today, I have to start fast because last time I didn't do that. Josh went in 8 minutes ripping into Garnacho. And the next thing we know, it was already 10 minutes past before the introduction. So at least today, I have to be careful. Sports Jazz, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Josh, what up? What up, man? What's good? What's
I'm
good?
good. I'm good. How you doing, bro?
It's still a somber mode, right?
Wow. We all good. We all good. Yeah, it's the end of the Premier League. It's actually a good feeling for Manchester United fan that the league is coming to one end, and we are getting into the silly season. I mean, Man United over the years used to be very busy in this season, but we go into the season a bit worried about what will happen to us and
Mm.
how we shall manage to actually get players in and stuff like that. But I'm confident that Ineos will do the best that they can to back the manager to give us a better showing next season. So I can't wait. I can't wait for the silly season to start.
Well, let's wait and see how things go. Once again, guys, please do subscribe. Josh Isaac, Man United transfer news. A lot is happening. Bruno Fernandes to Al Hilal. Is it that is in Saudi Arabia? Then we have Garnacho. We have Luke Shaw. There's news that he might move. I don't know who's going to risk taking because that is a risk. A lot is happening in the transfer world. Matthias Cunha close to, or in other words, an announcement might come through right after the game, probably early next week. A lot, guys. Please do subscribe. Sports Jazz. Yeah, Josh. The news that shattered the waves yesterday was Amarim asking Ganacho to leave, and he made it official. He had a meeting with everyone. When I say everyone, I mean his backroom staff, the players themselves, and he made it clear. He told Ganacho, "You're not part of my plans anymore." I mean, I think it's more of disrespect, you know. But again, on the other side, you can also make a case for what Ganacho, shared. Or I think he was speaking to one of the TV channels from Argentina, sports channel, where he said, "Look, I've given everything, I scored goals, and I come on just a few minutes for only for me to play 20 minutes of the final. Yet I've been contributing towards the whole road to the finals of the Europa." So I think he felt disrespected. To which he ended up saying, "But look, I'm going to go to the. I'm going. We are going into the summer, and I just have to enjoy myself, and we'll see how things turn out." On top of that, his brother and also agent also said whatever he had to say. Then the fiance at one point also came out and shared something. So it was a mess, and it seems Amorim, the United hierarchy as well, didn't take it so lightly. Some fans too, majority of the fans also didn't take it lightly, especially with how Ganache has been fluffing chances this whole season. But do not forget, he has also contributed. He has scored and assisted goals, Josh. So Amorim, we are here. Amorim asks Ganacho to leave and find another club. Already, the Napoli chairman is already mumbling, He's saying something is wrong at Man United. We need to get Garnacho. I think you saw that.
Yeah, let him just come up with a 60, 70 million euros that we want for Garnacho, and the player will be Napoli's. The thing though is you must know that the most important thing from the meeting was not that Garnacho was actually asked to find a new club,
Mm,
but the manager to reaffirm his
his
stance
position.
that
Mm,
he is actually going to stay at Manchester United, and the players should actually know this and stay in line. For me, I think it is very important for the manager to have the authority over the dressing room, because more often than not at Manchester United there has been this whole I think the players, due to the change of so many managers, have developed thick skin and sort of had their way in the decisions that are made when you want to train, if you want to train, how you want to train. how you want to relate with the club, what decisions do you want to be made, and what decisions do you feel are not to be made. I mean, the culture has been awful at the club. Actually, while Eric Ten Hag was at the club, the thing that I actually wanted the most from his stay at Manchester United was impacting a culture, because he's a very principled. He is a very principled guy, and a disciplinarian at that. So I thought that he was going to bring some of those attributes at the club, and transform the culture. But because of the background the players had, it was always going to be difficult with him. And Cristiano Ronaldo did not help the situation. But still, the manager showed you that you have to have authority of the dressing room. He booted him out. He's not the easiest of players to have booted him out, but he did do that, stuck by his decision. And actually, I thought that United was getting in line. But you should know that if you have actually paid attention, you will come to the conclusion that Garnacho's petulance has gotten in the way of his development more often than not.
Mm.
In his 15 minutes of fame, Eric Ten Hag had to deal with him while I think we were playing Sociedad
Mm.
in the preseason. In his first preseason, he had to deal with
He came
Garnacho
late.
coming late. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember.
coming late, and what there was a couple of other players who came late, but you can already see that at the club there was already that type of culture that players could come late, and they
Mm.
could give excuses, but they are late. And
Mm-hmm.
Eric Ten Hag was not going to take that. It was unacceptable. He did forgive them for that time, but as the season went on, you saw that he started to punish these things. Marcus Rashford was on fire and scoring goals on all cylinders, but when he did get out of line against Wolves, he did bench the guy, brought him on, and maybe it fueled him to even score a goal for us in that game. It went
Mm.
on like that. And for me, Alejandro Garnacho, the things that he has done up to this point have only hampered his development, and that social media activity that he keeps doing, what he likes, what he
And
doesn't
he has
like,
his
what
brother.
comment.
He has his
Yeah,
brother,
before
weaker
you even
finger
talk about
brother.
his brother, just himself, because he keeps
Mm.
commenting on
Keyboard
certain
warrior.
things. He
Mm.
likes some comments. He likes things like that. For me, I think that if you a talented footballer and a professional footballer, there are things that you must do as a professional to help
Mm.
your career.
Well, Brian, hi, Brian. What up? What up? Brian says, hi, guys. I like your work. Big up to you,
You're
Brian.
bigger,
It's so
bigger
good that you're on
brand.
the stream. Yeah, well, he also supports the idea of Garnacho leaving. I mean, him going to the social media and ranting, it's a bit of disrespectful to the club. But Josh, again, he was trying to express his frustration over his limited role, stating he had played every round prior to the final of the Europa. So him being left out and playing only 20 minutes, I think he felt that not so good. In fact, his brother, again, Roberto, also further criticized Amorim on social media, accusing the coach of unfairly sidelining Garnacho. Now, the
That's
fee
a
has
whole
been
lot of
set
stupidity.
the fee has been set 60 to 70 million pounds for a 20-year-old squad, 11 goals in all competitions this season. It hasn't, it's not yet ended. So currently it's 11 goals, all competitions. But I also realized, Josh, his fit in Amorim's 3-4-2-1 system has been very uneasy, and it looks like the coach prefers players like Mason Mount and Ahmad Diallo in the attacking roles. Josh, now maybe this also has, I mean, contributed to Amarim saying maybe you should let him go. Not forgetting, by the way, there's at one point, I don't know whether you remember, still it was his brother, but the time Amarim came into the club, taking over as the new manager, there was a lot of information being leaked out of the dressing room. I don't know whether you remember that. Right after
Yeah,
Ten Hag. Actually, it
yeah,
was
yeah. During
still
Ten Hag's
under
period.
Ten Hag's period. Amorim came in. It was the same issue. He said he would address it, and it looks
Even
like
under
the issue was
Solskjaer,
addressed.
Mourinho, it was always there.
And it looks like Amorim addressed that. You don't hear that anymore. I mean, if it does, then it's rare. So, and Roma is allegedly, sorry, Garnacho was one of the was one of the leaks. Allegedly, it's not yet confirmed. So right now we see him and the manager, the club as well, are ready to part ways at the end of this season. They did set a price, 60 to 70 million pounds. And Josh, here's my question: who do you think is going to give you that amount of money? Because Napoli has shown interest, but guaranteed, I don't even think they're going to make 40.
Yeah, but before we even, let me first answer the who is going to give you money. Garnacho is a
Mm,
player who is 20 years old, and
mm,
at 20 years old, I know you're not buying, you're buying potential. You're buying the talent of the player, not the output of the player, because his output is way below than that. But you can argue that he's a young player, he's talented, and there's a lot of promise with him. He's just 20 years old. So maybe in the region of 50 million pounds, you can, or 56 million pounds, you can make a deal for Garnacho to leave United. But for me, I think it's a whole lot of stupidity for his brother to actually come out, his brother, who is his agent, to come out and question the manager. Just like Jadon Sancho, you are not the one who sets the standards of training. Selection
exactly.
of players on match day is determined by how you trained on the previous sessions. So I mean, a manager is the only person with the right to select the players who are going to start a football game. So I
Mm,
mean, you as a footballer, yes, it can hurt you that you didn't start the game. You thought that you did your best, but the best way to actually get back get back in line is to actually come on and let your skills talk on the pitch. If you don't do that, then maybe you go and raise your grievances in the office of the manager. You understand why you have been omitted from giving a contribution to the team, yet you did all this. So coming out to the media and you say that he did this, he did that. I mean, you can tell you Amorim can tell you that just like any Manchester United fan, I don't think many Manchester United fans were hurt that Garnacho was not starting the game. We started to question Garnacho not having started the game when we were not um, um, threatening. When we were not threatening, like in the second half, we hoped to change things and what.
but when he
But
came
that's
on, the
what
game changed.
the game changed because it had to change. Manchester United was looking for a goal. It had to
Josh,
change. It's
yeah,
not
because
Garnacho.
he
How
came
many
on.
players came on? How many players came on?
I
He
think two
still got
players,
the
Yannick
chance that would
and
have gotten
someone,
the game, that would have
and
leveled the
missed
game, and
and missed.
missed. You see, it is good that he gets those chances, but
By
he
the way,
still
Garnacho
missed.
has fluffed a lot of chances,
I've
this
been
season.
singing that song, and
Much
I've
as
been
he has
singing that
scored
song, and you
11
said that I
goals in all
don't like him.
competitions,
I've
he
been
has
singing
fluffed a
that
lot
song,
of
and you say that I
chances.
don't like him, but I don't think it is the case. It's not that I don't like him, but he is a player you can do away with. He is not uh, that player who is extraordinary that you have to keep him at the club. I mean,
Well,
I've never seen a wing forward who has the pace, who has some bit of skill, but cannot dribble. He cannot go past his man. He will just
but
run into him like a brick wall. I mean, actually, if you're a defender who is experienced like Ashley Young, just hold your ground every time you see Garnacho coming. He's going to just hit the
Josh,
ball on you.
at least say Van Dijk. Where would you say Ashley Young?
Ashley Young, because that's what Ashley Young did to him when we
Oh, when we were
played
playing
against them.
Everton.
Yes, that's what he did. He just kept
Mhm.
standing his ground, and Garnacho would come running with the ball and just run into Ashley Young and leave the ball with him. Ashley Young didn't even have to defend.
Well,
So I
Garnacho
mean,
has his
these are
defense,
things.
Josh.
Maybe he can get better with time. I mean, he's young; he can change and stuff like that. I know that in 3 years he could be that player
Hmm. No,
that
Josh,
we talk
he
about.
could be that player that we talk about, or he could be like Jadon Sancho, one of the two.
Yeah. One of the two, but maybe his attitude is not so Jadon Sancho like. I see that he has the desire to actually compete. The problem is the petulance is still too much. He's so childish, and it doesn't help that he
Lamine
has an
Yamal is
agent.
childish, but he doesn't
No,
do some
Lamine
silly
Yamal is
things.
not childish. Lamine Yamal is very mature in his approach. Being a child does not mean you're childish. You
No,
see,
no, no. I mean in terms. I'm saying he's childish. You've seen him
he's
doing
not childish
interviews.
at all.
You've seen him doing interviews. You've seen him on the streets and all that. The way he behaves. But I'm saying he knows what to say and when not to say. Oh,
Then he's
he,
mature. He's mature. He
not
is a
like Garnacho.
child. You see, he is not childish. He is a child. So when he's a child, he acts like a child. Okay, there are things that he will dance here and there. He will make a bit of fun here and there. That is
Mm,
okay. But when he's talking about the professionalism, when he's talking about the football, he's such a professional, and
that
you
is
can
correct.
actually see it on the
And he
pitch.
doesn't go to the media
He's
to rant. Every
is
time
that
there's
much?
something.
He cannot. Maybe you can say that they're not in the same kettle of fish. So Lamine Yamal has not had the adversities of wanting to go and rant, because
Mm,
he has been successful for most of his career since he came onto the scene. So there's no reason for him rushing to the media and stuff like that. But you already see that the maturity on the boy is just out of this world. The decisions he makes on the pitch can only tell you how level-headed he is. I mean, a guy like Garnacho, from his display on the pitch, you can tell that he's capable of doing the things that he's doing off the pitch. Because I mean, if a guy cannot if he can't make the right decisions 5 times out of 6, 5 times out of 6, game
mm.
in week out, week in week out, 5 times out of 6 he makes the wrong decision, not because he cannot make a pass or something like that, but he feels that inflated ego I told you about of Cristiano Ronaldo. He just feels that he's that type of player, and yet he's
you,
not.
you said he has. Man, you guys are really mean, by the way. That was a mean statement for you guys to say. But
No, I
once
did.
again, guys, please do
I did
subscribe,
tell
turn
you
on the
before. He has an
notifications.
inflated ego of Cristiano Ronaldo, and not even the output of Sean Wright Phillips.
No, just that's not fair. But yeah, Josh
He
Ganacho
cannot
has
dribble.
suitors.
Sean Wright Phillips could dribble.
Ganacho has admirers, Josh. He has
I hope he gets
admirers.
more.
Oh no, Josh, he's going to get more. He's going to get more.
Yeah, yeah.
And
There's Atletico Madrid. You know, he came from Atletico Madrid.
yeah, I know, Josh. But he has
Yeah,
admirers. Yes, first, Atletico Madrid are interested to sign him back with, of course, his history at the academy potentially influencing the decision, Josh. And from what is coming through, is sources suggest that he admires Simeone's intense coaching style, Josh, and might return to Spain. But also in EPL, um, Chelsea have been tracking Garnacho Josh for months. They view him as a fit, as a proper fit for their youth system, Josh, of course, driven with strategy. And it looks like Garnacho also would prefer a move, if he's to stay in the Premier League, a move to Chelsea. Not to forget, Josh, of course, Napoli. They had a 40 to 42 bid rejected in January, and United was holding out for 60 to 70. And it looks like Napoli are reportedly preparing an improved bid of a region of around £50 million, Josh, because they see him as a replacement of Caravaskelia. But uh, their evaluation just remains 10 million euros below United's expectation. But we know
yeah. If
Antonio
it's in the
Conte.
region of
Still, I think
60, if it's
he
in
would do so well under Antonio Conte.
if it's in the region, Antonio Conte might not be at Napoli next season. But for
Mm,
me, I do believe that in he should go to Italy or Spain. He should not waste away his career at Chelsea, because that will be a move that will take him further away from where he wants to be at this point. And the attitude that he has, and the agent that he has. Actually, his agent, just I was about to tell you before you interrupted that he's not childish. Okay, I mean, sorry,
mm.
Ganacho is childish, but his agent is more childish. I mean, you
His
might
brother
think,
and
yeah, you
agent.
might think that his brother is younger than him, because I mean, his agent should be actually advising him to do much better. But for me, I think for the attitude that they do have, Ganacho and his agent, I don't think Chelsea is the right place for him. because he's a player who is not going to manage the competition at Chelsea, and Chelsea
Mm.
will always bring in another player who is better than him, another player who is going to perform. And for me, I think he will do well in the La Liga. He will do well in the La Liga, where I mean, he can uh, uh, he can exploit the weakness of the slow pest game and stuff like that. He can be very explosive, and he can get on the end of things easily in the La Liga.
And,
But
and by the way,
in the Premier
Garnacho's
League, I
sale,
just don't think that he's going to prosper at Chelsea.
yes, I mean, Garnacho's sale would be very good for PSR,
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's
Pure
pure profit,
profit too.
pure
Yeah.
profit. And I remember back then Amorim praising him for his professionalism. I think that was I think when he struggled. You remember that time he was struggling, went to a bit of social media, then a fan calling him out before the game.
Now,
In fact,
also
he
that
did
I
even he
never
did even
actually
score and never celebrated. You remember that
that
time?
was now that also shows how stupid the boy is. What's
I
that
don't.
rubbish? No, what is that rubbish you were affected by you did score a goal in at your job. You did well at your job, okay? You did well at your job, then you mind about a fan who called you out, and the
What?
fan called you out when you've taken what 15 games being shit. I mean, just go and celebrate and go on with your life, because this is your
And
life.
just let me ask you
You
something.
actually
Why does
That was so
Ganacho get
stupid.
all the stick? Why does Ganacho get all the stick and players like Rasmus Højlund are barely mentioned in terms
Because
like this? So
Rasmus,
is this
yeah,
because Rasmus Højlund doesn't go on social media and yap?
no,
But anyway, either way, still, either way,
Rasmus Hoyland was dead and buried.
bro, really. Sports Jazz guys, please do subscribe. Josh is coming back shortly. The man says Rasmus Højlund doesn't make noise. I rather people don't not talk about Rasmus Højlund because he's already dead and gone. But honestly, going into Rasmus Højlund, I think he has had one of the worst seasons. Should I say in his entire career? It's really bad, and maybe that suggests what people always say: United is the graveyard of talent. Because I remember that kid in his first season under Eric Ten Hag, he scored around 15, 16 goals, all competitions. Not so bad. I mean, that was really promising. um we've had now look at what's happening at Garnacho. But although with Garnacho, I don't really think he's, because we all know he has the talent, he knows how to play, he has to me, I think he has the flair. He runs at defenders, although Josh just told us he finds it hard to beat defenders. Yes, he has the pace, he gets into positions, but my only problem with Garnacho is him converting chances to goals. I mean, he has really fluffed a lot of chances this season. Easy seats, keeper to beat. The net is almost empty. Keeper maybe is a few steps away, and for some reason, Garnacho has failed to score. Now, don't get me wrong; he has also contributed for Man United, scoring 11 goals in all competitions this season, and around, I think, 6 or 7 assists. I'm not so sure, but he actually helped when it came to rather in Europa. So maybe one might say maybe it's a bit validated for Garnacho to complain. I mean, you play in all games in the Europa, you score goals, you assist, only for you to get 20 minutes in the final of the game. And we saw, yes, he came on with who? Kobe Maino came on later. He came on with I don't remember who he came on with. And you saw the game a bit, rather the game changed a bit. We're trying to score, we're trying to attack, but at the end of the day, United lost to Spurs, and Spurs lifted the Europa trophy. But the comments he made right after that, the comments his brother and also agent made right after that game, I think it's the cause of everything. It's what sparked everything. It was a bit unfair for Garnacho to go, a bit, because it's not only him playing. You're not a one-man army on the team, or rather on the pitch. You have people who are playing with you, people who are giving you chances, creating chances, passing you balls, and you fluff them and you fail to score. So it was a bit unfair for Garnacho to go right in front of the season and say yeah, we've performed so poorly. This season has been horrible. We've not won anything. You know, I even contributed only reaching to the finals to play only 20 games, but I'll go to the summer and see what happens. I think that is a bit selfish because you're not playing alone on the pitch. Yes, everyone knows it's not rocket science that United was or has been very poor. You know, who knows, today they might even finish in the 17th position. They're playing Aston Villa. We're going to get into that. So a bit
But guess what?
selfish. Yeah.
Guess what? The writing was on the wall. Garnacho was always going to leave Manchester United. For me, as soon as Ruben Amorim came to Manchester United, Kobe Maino was injured, but along with Garnacho, the other two players I didn't see fitting in that system of a 3-4 a 3-4-2-1 formation, because for one reason, it was always going to be difficult for Kobe Maino to play as in a midfield too. But
Yeah,
the
he
quality
failed.
of Kobe Maino, you can always think that he can be able to play as a 10, okay? But he
Mm,
still has to develop some aspects of his game to actually develop into that character of a player in that role. You can see
mm,
that maybe he can get there because he has so many good attributes about him, and they're unique. They're unique, so you can keep him. Ganacho, there's nothing unique about him. I mean, apart from that very poor dribble he has, there's nothing unique about him.
how about the hair,
He,
Josh?
yeah, maybe the hair, he tries to copy Yamal and this one and that, but the football doesn't match the hairstyle. And for me, I thought that he was
Bro,
going to
yo.
always suffer because no, I thought that Ganacho was always going to suffer because of his limitation as
Mm,
an inside 10. He cannot operate as an inside 10. He does not have nimble feet or the skill set to beat players in very tight spaces. He needs a lot of space in which to operate. And in this system, much as you can drift and you go into those wing forward places and you play from there, it is more solid when you're compact through the middle to help the two midfielders. If the two tens are compact, they help the midfielders and allow the wing backs to occupy those spaces of the wing forwards. But if
mm,
Ganacho is more interested in drifting away to get to the left hand side all the time, then he's going to deny the wing back. Not that we've had even a decent wing back this season, but he's going to deny the wing back the space in which he can operate to actually help the team in crossing that ball or something like that, or creating a goal scoring opportunity. The other problem that I do have, I think that we need better wing backs. We need Dogu to actually, yes, we've just gotten him, but Dogu needs to up his game. He needs a proper competition. I think that I hope that Diego Leon makes that place his own, because I
ain't
don't
you
see
asking too much of the 17-year-old kid, Josh? Diego
who
Leon?
Diego Leon. He's
Yeah.
18. Yeah,
He,
and
he-
if you're good enough, you're old enough to play. So I
okay.
mean, and the guy is a brute. He's a brute guy. He looks like a
You know,
Hulk.
South Americans. Yeah, yeah.
He looks like a pure Hulk, and both Hulk the player and Hulk the character.
Mm,
Yeah. He's aggressive. He's robust. He's quick. He has a shot like Roberto Carlos is. I mean, he's left-footed too. So I think he should make that place his own, because I don't think Dogo is going to cut it, because Dogo did start very well, but ever since he got the red card, he has not been the same player. He has just not turned up. And for this system to work very well, we need two very good inside tens, a good guy on top,
mm.
and a good guy on top, and maybe very very decent wing backs.
Sammy, hi, Sammy. Please do subscribe. Sammy, shout outs to your brother. Sammy in the comment section says, keep on the good job, bros. United will raise 100%. Let's wait for next
Hundred
season.
percent,
Let's wait
hundred
and see how
percent.
things turn out. Please do subscribe. Then, of course, I need. He's saying he needs the Glazers in.
Kadeli.
Sorry, he needs the Qataris in, and the Glazers, Jim
Oh,
and Ineos also out. That is,
by the way,
yeah,
speaking of
Hadari.
which,
Mm.
the
Shout out to you,
rumor,
Hadari. He's from
yeah,
Mauritius. Oh, shout out to you,
yeah,
brother.
Kedali. Shout out, Kedali. And the rumor won't go away that Sheikh Jassim is still interested in acquiring Manchester United. The only
Mm,
problem that I do fear with Sheikh Jassim acquiring Man United, he's going to come with his novice thoughts and hire people like Gary Neville, like Jamie
no,
Carragher.
Josh.
To I'm
No,
telling
it's,
you the truth.
no,
I'm
no,
telling
no,
you the
no,
truth.
no,
He will come
Josh.
with an abundance
I
of
think he's
cash.
going to do what you see, what's happening, rather what you see currently happening at
No,
Man City. You know,
at at Man City, bro. Let me tell you some. What
forget about
happens
the
at
FFP. Forget about the FFP. But honestly,
no?
or maybe rather currently at Man United was at Man City, Josh.
Yes,
You know,
yes, but
you look at, of course, Pep, the players that have come in, the trophies they've won,
guess
the
what?
style of football they're
Guess what?
playing. Uh-huh.
Guess what?
Surprising.
The guy at Man City, the owners of Man City, you can argue, have actually been very interested in the football affairs of the club. They've just not bought a toy. Sheikh just seems to be a guy who is acquiring a toy and is going to actually do whatever it takes to make sure that his toe is shining. And
Mm,
along the way, he's going to make all these novice mistakes. Because to me, he doesn't look. I know he's a very good businessman because you don't be a billionaire if you're not a good businessman. But for
exactly.
football, I don't think that he has the chops to allow United to have the structure. Let Ineos make the mistakes in the structure. Okay, let
Mm,
them make the mistakes in the structure. Then United will have a structure. Then we can have Sheikh Jassim come in when we have a proper structure at the club. Then maybe when they come in, they can just change one or two people. But Ineos leaving the club now when they've just gotten here, I just think all the Omar Beradas will leave,
well,
and we
Josh,
shall see the Gary Nevilles being the CEOs of the
they
club.
have a club in France. Where are they? How are they performing, Josh? Poorly, very very
Yeah,
poorly
but
still.
a club
Ineos.
in France, Nice and Manchester United, they are two whole different football clubs. I mean, when you think about the clubs that Manchester City has, they are all not flourishing the same way Man City is flourishing.
Mm.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but they are linked to so many clubs all over the world, but they're not on the same. They're not on the same wavelength. Okay, so I mean, yes, they did get a small stake in Manchester United, but for me, in their stake, I was only interested in them. The most important thing I was interested in is managing the football affairs of the club, because for a very long time we didn't have someone to manage the football affairs of the club. Now we can have Ineos manage the football affairs of the club. They can make the mistakes. They can make they've already made a few mistakes here and there, but it's for the better. We were making mistakes on whims of individuals who are
the
not going to
signings
be
too.
at the club tomorrow.
The signings too. The recruitment. Everything
Yes,
was a
okay.
mistake.
Now
But
you guys were talking about Eric Ten Hag in bad breath. That Eric Ten Hag, he bought all these people and stuff like that. And when you look at the players that were bought under Ineos in the first summer, who of those players has not benefited Manchester United as a football club?
who of those
Who
players
of the
has not?
players has not benefited Manchester United as a football club? We did buy Lenny Yoro. We
Rasmus
did buy
Højlund.
Mazraoui. We did buy Delict. Rasmus Højlund got here before they got here.
Oh yeah. He got here before they
Yeah,
got here.
it was the other Richard
Delict,
Arnold guy. We did buy
Delict.
Delict. We did buy Mazraoui.
Injury
We
prone.
did buy.
Mazara has
We
been
did buy.
he has been immense. He has done so well.
Okay,
Underrated.
now give me your checklist. Lenny Yoro,
Lenny Euro outperformed everyone.
uh,
Mazarawi,
Delict.
Delict. I don't know, injury prone.
Out
I
of
mean,
10, out of
I've
10,
not
out of
out
10,
of
the season.
five, five.
Okay, okay, and the 5 is due to his injuries, right?
Injuries. Yeah, I've not seen enough of him. But
Okay.
every time he's got on the ball, on the pitch, sorry, he has given it. He has given his
For
everything. He's
me,
done so
for
well.
me, I would give him 7 because he has managed to get man of the match awards and actually 3 goals, 2 goals for
I
Manchester
think
United in the
I think
short time
three.
that he has.
I
Yeah,
think
two
three.
or three
Okay.
goals.
Okay. Let's move to
Yeah, two
another
or
one.
three goals. So me, I
Lenny
would give
Euro.
him 7.
Lenny.
Lenny Euro, 10 out of 10.
No.
10 out of 10, no doubt. I believe
Eight
you
point
me.
8.5 out of
10
10.
out
Ask me
10
why.
out of 10.
That
Why?
period is that period he was out, but
Yeah, but for me, that is not,
exception.
that is, yeah, that is the period that he was out injured and stuff like that. I don't really, I actually, the 10 over 10 comes because even after he was injured, he came
Okay.
back and,
Uh,
showed us the quality that
Mazarawi, 8
we
out
did
of
buy.
10.
Yeah, Mazraoui, yeah, 8.5, I would give him.
Who else? Joshua Zakzi, I would say
Joshua
6.5.
Zirkzee, yeah,
6.5.
6.5. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He
Yeah.
got injured.
Comment section is
Who else? There
burning.
were 5 players. Ugarte, I would
Ugarte,
give him 5 over
Chief.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would give him 5 over 10. Ugarte, that's the fourth. Who is the fifth?
I think that's it.
Delict, Mazraoui, Lenny Yoro, Zakzi, Ugarte. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
it.
it.
So
Well,
you
shout
see
out
that
to you.
all the players who were bought have actually given something to what? To the club. So maybe
Okay.
we're going to a better we are making strides in the
J
players that
United.
we are recruiting under Ineos.
J United. What up, brother? It's been a while. It's been a while. Hey, hello, legends. I come back from the.
Yo,
It's a
what up, bro?
resurrection. What up? What up? What up? What up, J United?
Yeah, we also been
Glazers
here from the
supports.
dead, man.
I hope no one watches or buys the tickets. Oh, the guys really want to get Glazers out. How are you?
Yeah,
Oh, we're good, brother. I hope you're good too. Uh, Glazers is saying the fan base is in this club is a bunch of softies. Come on, man. The ultras would kick Glazers out.
it's their club. Much as we have a huge stake, but it is their club.
I think just they've ruined the club in terms of recruitment. Yes, they've injected in money, no doubt,
Not
but
even
the choices they
recruitment.
made, bringing in those CEOs, the Woodwards, the Arnolds, the Jude, because those people really did bad decisions that did affect the
That's what
club.
I fear. That's what I fear for Sheikh Jassim. I'm not actually
Mm.
saying that Ineos is the best in class in managing football affairs, but at least they've showed me that they are ready to go out of their way to bring the right people in to make sure that United can get back to winning ways. United can get back
I'm just
to.
happy. I'm just happy the season is done. We finished poorly, very, very poorly. I mean, in how many years? This is one of the worst performances. I'm happy with that. And yeah, just like J United, I was also dead for a short while after that final. But now that I'm also back, Josh, let's move to the most interesting
I
part.
refuse to
Manchester,
die. I refuse to die.
let's move to the most interesting part. Manchester United latest transfer news, Josh. Man United's transfer activities for the 2025 summer window are shaping up as Robin Amorim, the manager, looks to rebuild the squad after a disappointing season. Of course, including the Europa loss final to Tottenham, which means no European football at all for 2025-2026 season. I mean, that's good. Yeah, it's good to rebuild. And some recent reports, Josh, we have Matthias Cunha. I think he's almost done. And, I understand his announcement might come after the Villa game or even as early as next week. Of course, United is close to signing Matthias Cunha, Wolves forward, for a reported fee of 62.5 million pounds. Of course, that is his release close. George, 25-year-old. He has scored 12 goals this season in the Premier League. No, sorry, not 12 goals. He has scored 15 goals this season
15.
in the Premier League and is keen to move to Man United, despite even us currently being in the 16th position. Josh, the deal is nearly finalized from what I understand, and I cannot wait. I think that will be a great addition. And still, United, yesterday news was coming in saying United still need two players, one more 10 and another striker. Now, for the other 10, Josh, I would go for that Cameroonian guy. Yo, that guy is a
Yeah,
beast.
Brian Buemo.
Brian Buemo fits so
He's
well
left
in.
footed.
Mm,
He's technical.
mm,
He's strong. He's Premier League tested. He's banged in a lot of goals
a
over
lot.
the period he's been at,
19,
at,
19
at
goals in the Premier League.
this season, but he has banged in a lot of goals the period he's been in the league.
Yeah.
He's a menace. The only weakness that I do have about him is his attitude. I don't like players who have that arrivalism. They get to Manchester United, sign a big paycheck, and they don't want to play football anymore.
No, I
They're
don't.
just going through the
I don't see
process.
that in Mbuemo. I don't see that in Mbuemo. But
Why?
look,
Why?
him,
No. Why I
just
say that about him
Ryan
is
checking
when
Brian Mbuemo. Who would you have?
Mbuemo.
Mbuemo. Someone
Yeah.
was telling me check. I was like, dude, this guy's
No,
giving
no. I'll
us.
take Mbuemo. I'll take Mbuemo. I would not take Chucky.
This guy has scored
Chucky is a guy
19
who is
goals
going
for
to play.
Brentford. What are you talking about?
Chucky is a guy who is going to play very well in a team that is settled
Already.
already.
And just
Yeah,
besides,
he's not
the
going to
only
be fighting his feet. Right now,
mm,
United needs players. We need a lot of mechanics to actually help
and
us
by the way, Mbuemo is that.
get
And
back.
besides, I
Yes.
don't see him going
Muemo,
to
Cunha, Gyökeres, we need a lot of
physique.
mechanics to,
Hmm.
yes,
Oh,
to
Yokere.
actually
Oh my.
help us.
If United could sign, I don't know,
Monster.
I don't. They get around their PSR, FFP, and everything. If they could afford to sign Gyökeres as the main striker, then you have two tens in Matthias Cunha and Brian Mbuemo behind you.
Yeah, then we can
Yo,
even let go of Bruno Fernandes, as much as
yeah,
it's painful.
yo.
Mbemo
uh,
all day. You see, the
yeah,
thing I
that's
was
correct.
saying about Mbemo, Kedali might remember when the guy came to play for Cameroon. He had this whole aura about him that he was not really interested.
Mm,
And for me, that I started to question whether he's actually he has the right attitude to compete. But in his defense, there's
mm,
a lot of things that go on with professional players who will come back to play in our African countries. I mean, we can actually disorganize the guy, and he doesn't want to be in the country anymore.
mm,
There's a scenario of a particular player that I know who came back at home to play for the national team,
mm,
but the guy was asked for money from the time he left the airport
mm,
to the training ground.
mm,
Everyone he was finding was asking him for a check. So I mean, there are things that can maybe destabilize the player, and he's frustrated about the whole thing. Maybe just like Joel Matip when he came to play for Cameroon, and he was not really he didn't really
well.
fancy ever coming back to play.
Well, we have Abel. Abel, shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. First time I'm seeing you. Please do subscribe. Subscribe,
Bel
Abel.
Gush.
He says keeper. He has who's that? Is it the other guy?
Miles Villa,
Mm.
Miles Villa.
I thought it's the other
No.
28-year-old, but it's not him. Then right back, he says Daniel Munoz. Yeah, he's okay. Left back, ah, Hakimi. No, there is no way
Oh
Hakimi is
yeah,
coming
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah. I knew I saw that that name somewhere. Miles Villa, Svila. The
Mm.
guy at Roma.
Uh, I think I'll take.
The guy
Josh,
at
who do you
Roma,
take?
but
You have
let's
him.
no, let me first
Then
go through
you have your
his.
one. You have
He
your one.
wants he wants Miles Villa. For me, I would take Mike Magnan,
Mhm.
and
Oh,
second choice I would take
There's rumor
Joan
that
Garcia.
United is interested, by the way, in signing that keeper.
Yeah,
Who
there's
you
rumor
take?
that we are interested in signing
He
AC
plays for AC
Milan's Mike.
Milan.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Mike Magnan, the French goalkeeper, France's number one,
Yeah.
who replaced Hugo Lloris. I think he's a perfect player for us. He's such a very good keeper, and
Mm.
I would actually sign both and Johan Garcia, but I don't think Johan Garcia would want to come and play number two because his ceiling is so high. I mean, wherever he's going to go, he's going to be number one. But either of them, Johan Garcia plays for Espanyol. Yesterday, he helped Espanyol stay in the league, so they're not relegated. So,
Mm.
Isaac, my wish has come true. I told you that I hoped that they are not relegated. So, his money is increased, his transfer fee is increased, so that it is a bit
Josh,
Yes.
The comment section is burning. Real quick, Josh, he also
Sorry,
talks
sorry.
about Daniel Munoz, 28-year-old Colombian, Josh. Right
At right
back,
back.
can also, by the way, can also play as a right wing back. Yeah, for Crystal Palace. I think he's
Yeah,
done
yeah, yeah,
well, by
yeah.
the way, this
That's good.
season. He's done
Yeah, that's
incredibly.
good.
He's one of the players, him, Eze,
That one I
in
agree with.
Crystal Palace team, they've done so well. Of course, not forgetting Mark Gehi. Those three have really been rock
Yeah,
solid.
Munoz, I agree with.
But Hakimi, there is no way Hakimi leaves PSG right now. It comes to Manchester United,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, 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 yeah. So
Victor
that one,
Gyökeres,
no. Even no, Estupinan. You've skipped Estupinan for left back.
oh, it's stupid.
Never,
Oh,
ever, never,
I
ever. Not,
apologize.
not even a thought. Not even a thought. Estupinan, no, no, not at all. And I don't think we're going to recruit anyone in the left back position because we've already recruited more than
Yeah, we have
enough.
many. You have Aiden Heaven, you have Lisandro Martinez, you have Lenny Yoro who can deputize, from the other side.
Diego
You have
Leon, Patrick
Diego Leon
Dogu,
who's coming through. You have
Harry
Patrick
Amas.
Dogu, Harry Amas. I'm not talking about toilet paper bonds, look, sure. I'm not giving him airtime, Josh. I don't think it's worth it. Then Glazers outside, I don't understand the players we bring in only get worse. Well, just last time says Man United is the graveyard of talent, and we've seen players who've come to Man United shining. I mean, very good, and they've turned out to be very poor. And once they leave the club, they go the other side. They start playing so well. Although I still don't
Yeah.
understand. I still don't understand the sale of Scott McTominay. I'm not saying he should have stayed, but
Why
maybe it
don't
was
you
because of the
understand it?
PSR. Maybe it was
Yes,
because of the PSR.
it's the easiest decision to
I think, yeah,
understand.
PSR.
Scott
That's why he was
McTominay,
sold.
actually, it all
Pure
started with
profit
Aaron.
academy.
It all started with Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Mm. Oh,
I
by the
mean,
going back to
United for a very long time had not been selling players.
mm,
And when we wanted to sell the players, we wanted to sell the players, didn't want to leave. But we
mm,
didn't want to sell them. It's just that we got offers that were lucrative, that those players could have gone. We could have gotten about 70 million or 60 million from the sale of McTominay and Harry Maguire if they had accepted to go to West Ham.
mm.
It is West Ham that gave us this big proposal that we actually started to think about letting these players go. Then came a time we needed to sell players, but when you looked at the players we do have, they were not marketable. No one is going to buy Anthony Martial. I mean, the players that you have
We
are
made
on
a loss on
such
that
huge
guy.
wages. They're on such huge wages that they don't even want to leave, like it was the case with Maguire at that time. He preferred
Mm.
to even sit on the bench, but not to go to West Ham and get a lower salary and stuff like that. So with Scott McTominay at the time, because he was coming from the academy, his salary was not yet bloated, and
But Josh,
is the only
about what?
player who could have been sold. Eric
Sorry to
Ten
cut
Hag
you off.
told you that Eric Ten
About
Hag
what
had told you it
Glazers
was painful for him
to
to,
sell him? I remember. I
yeah,
remember.
but
By the way, he said
there
it.
was no choice.
I remember about what Glazers, rather Glazer out is saying. He doesn't understand why players we bring in only get worse. I mean, you just gave an example. Aaron Wan-Bissaka came in very expensively from Crystal Palace, only for him to leave shitty, and he's at West Ham. I think he won the Player of the Year for the West
For
Ham.
West
Not
Ham.
so sure,
Yeah, but even at United,
and
he
he has
actually
done
played very
incredibly
well.
well, Josh.
No,
Incredibly
he
well.
did play very well for United. And
Mm,
United, in the period we were in, it was the quality of players that we had. You are not yet at the level of getting a player better than Aaron Wan-Bissaka. But Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he also had his frailties, and he was never a player that United should be having if United wants to win the league. But we were in
mm,
and around the mid-table section that that player was good enough for us. It's just that still, when you looked at the players to sell, he was one of the players who could fetch you some money
mm.
for a very long period of time. You know, Ineos inherited a very big problem at Manchester United, the huge debt, but it was caused by guys before. And Ineos is trying to find solutions on how they can make United work.
Well, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Who
Adali,
Hadeli says
Adali.
100 mil, bro, 150. Anything less than
Yeah,
120,
150,
no.
150, 150 we go. 150 we go.
Anything less for that.
But Kedali, do you trust that Ineos will spend that money wisely? Because that's the other
Yeah.
thing. Do you
No.
trust that Ineos will be able to spend the money they recoup from the sale of a player you don't want to leave wisely? Because they can go and bring a range of English players because Gary Neville has touted some player and things like that. I remember United listened to Ryan Giggs and bought James who? James what? Something James. Something
This
James. Some runner like this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Daniel James.
Daniel James. Yeah,
Yeah.
Daniel James. Yes,
Samran.
yeah, some runner. That guy should have been at the Olympics for Wales, but he's played very well in the championship for Leeds. He's actually been
Josh.
their best player in the championship. He's a
Mm.
good player, but what I'm trying to tell you is you don't buy the player because Ryan Giggs has told you to buy the player. You can actually make arrangements for this player to be a Man United player, but he stays at Leeds and he
Okay, Josh, we
grows.
still
He
have
grows.
very many players linked to Man United. Real quick, let's go through. Abel says out
Okay.
Ericsson, Rashford, Ganacho, Hoyland, Zaxi, Dallo, Onana, Mount Onana. He needs to go. Mount Anthony Shaw, Maguire, Casemiro,
Whoa,
Bayinda, Lindelof, Tim
whoa,
Hutton, Martinez, Evans,
whoa.
the whole squad out. I still think it's still yet maybe because of his
Abel,
injury issues, but I think Martinez he should be given a chance, Josh. Let's see how
Abel,
we
I
are.
would keep for Abel. I would keep our Zagzi, Dallo,
Mhm.
Mount, uh, and Martinez.
I would keep Martinez. I would keep Zaxi. I think that's it, Josh. That's it. Even
Me,
Zaxi just comes in on a shoulder.
I would
There's
keep
honestly
Dallo.
speaking,
Dallo is a
no, no, no.
top,
I
top,
don't
top
keep Dallo. No, no,
professional.
no, Josh. No, he's not. He's a mechanic. Dallo is a
No,
mechanic. I
he's a
know you,
top professional.
Josh. I'm saying we say that because we do not have players better than Dallo right now in the
Yeah,
current
yeah,
Man
yeah, yeah.
United team. It's
But
just like saying
you
Maguire, we should
see,
keep Maguire. There are
no, no, no,
players
no, no,
out
no, no.
there that can
Maguire,
outperform
I keep.
Dallo.
Maguire, I keep because he has 1 year left on his contract and he's going to leave on a free. And
Mm.
when you look at the our resource envelope, we don't have a lot of money to buy the number of players that you've put out there. So what
No, no,
is
no,
going to
no.
happen? What
If
is
we
going to
go,
happen?
mm,
Even if we get the 150 million,
mm,
150 million in this silly market can no longer buy you more than four good players. They'll buy you an average of three good players, or you can use the money to buy five players, but the two players are actually not the tested ones. So when you say that you do sell the number of players that you have sold, you're not going to be able to replace them. So you keep Maguire because you've let Lindelof and Evans go, and he's the most experienced player at the club. So they rotate between Maguire and Lindelof. Sorry, Maguire and Delict, while Lenny Yoro and Aiden Heaven grow into the mold of players that you want to actually man that side. I want in the future for Lenny Yoro to actually play as the center back in the middle, and you have Licha and Delict, or Delict plays in the middle, then you have Lenny Yoro and Licha, or then Aiden Heaven should actually be on the peripherals to actually come into this side real quick, because he has already showed that he's that player. And you need two players for each position, at least two players for each position going into the season, to avoid
mm.
situations where we didn't have enough players in the season before last. So for me,
Well,
I would keep Maguire only for that reason, and I would keep Dallo because
no,
he's a top professional.
uh,
He did have a stinker of a season, but he's a top player.
if
I
suitors
know that.
come and where they're taking Maguire off, very good. The wage bill, and even look, he's done well this season. At least he's been there. Not well that he's a top player, but among the players we have, he's performed. He's been there when we need him. Although yes, he was also injured for some time. Dallo, bring the money anytime, any day. I'll let Dallo go. Zuan says, Jerizia says, what up, what up? Hi boys, hi. What's up to you, brother? What's up? Then he says, no, I need the Qatarians. He insists.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's now that the rumor is still going on over Sheikh Jassim being interested in a club. Actually,
Mm,
even during the time he was interested in the club, um I looked for how he was going to help Manchester United, and the only thing I would think about is he's going to bring a lot of money with him. But I didn't see how he's going to have a structure at the club. Because for me, I was most interested in United having a structure. Let the structure be broken, but let it be there. You know, let it be
mm.
there. There've been so many managers who have complained about the flow of communication, as in between Jose Mourinho and the Glazers up top. There was just a whole vacuum, and things were a bit slow, and the miscommunication, the information would by the time the information gets there, it would have been deteriorated in some sorts, and you end up having players like Maguire when you wanted a player like maybe Toby Alderweireld in your backline. So you get your fourth choice instead of your first choice, and your fourth choice you get a season later for 80 million when you could have bought him for say 30 to 50 million a season earlier. So it's shit like that that worries me about Sheikh Jassim, and the fact that he will just get here with a lot of money and hire people like Gary Neville to make decisions for the
No, no,
club,
no,
and they'll
Josh. Come
just
on,
bring
you're
a whole
judging
lot
already.
of Salford players.
Glazer
They'll
says,
bring a whole
and
lot
is
of Salford players.
Glazer
Not
says
that
is a
Gary, by the way,
relegation.
not that Gary Neville is not competent to do the job,
He's
but
not. He's not, Josh. He's not. He's not. He
maybe
failed.
he
Where
is.
was he?
Maybe he is.
Valencia? No, he
Yeah,
failed,
yeah,
Josh. He
yeah,
failed.
yeah. But this is another whole thing. But maybe he is. But what I'm saying is, I would rather a guy who's not working on whims, but is working on a proper structure to
Breaking
actually
news,
run the
Josh.
club.
Andre Onan has been told he can look for a new club. I'm coming to that shortly. But real quick, let's go through
Oh
the
Nana, girl,
let's go
what's my
through
name? Oh
let's go
Nana,
through
girl, what's my name?
the comments.
Yo,
Glazer
I
out
was
says, Josh,
sorry,
let's first go
sorry,
through
sorry.
that.
Go
He
through the
says,
comments.
no problem. He says, is relegation a possibility next season for us? No, I don't see United getting relegated.
No,
If
no,
we've been,
not a
if we
chance.
didn't get relegated at our worst right now, I think the club is going to do much more better in terms
Not
of
a chance.
recruitment. And yes, we might not be up there, but I think we will be in the top 10 at least as we rebuild. Then
Top 10 is even far.
Jerizio says Man United will be relegated, will be a relegation battle next season because Amarim is there saying that destroying the team. Yo,
How is he
how?
destroying the team
I'd
though?
love to know that. I'd love to. I'd love to know. Then Khederi says, Abel, you're right now. I think he's talking about the players that are supposed to go out.
Oh,
Then
he's
he
talking about
says,
the relegation.
no, 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 no. It's Glazers out who talked about the relegation. Martinez all time, not play like
Look
I didn't
so.
get that.
Look sure,
Yeah,
look
like
sure.
Luke Shaw. Yeah, he means he's always in the sick bay injured. That I mean, let's give him a season and we see how things turn out. Let's see. Then Glazers out was replying to Jerizio, who said we might get relegated. He said if he if he was, he could have done that at Sporting. Yeah, instead he brought them back in Sporting, yet they were in chaos. So no, that is very true. By the way, that is a very good
Yeah, yeah,
observation.
yeah,
It's the
yeah, yeah,
same thing.
yeah.
He was also at Braga, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
yeah,
same
Braga.
thing when he
He
was
was
at
also
Braga
chaos at Braga.
before moving to Sporting Lisbon.
And
He
for
brought
Sporting,
them
it
out
was
of the
even worse.
trench. Although for Sporting Lisbon, it was really, really, really was. And he both won teams. And I think he won for Sporting Lisbon a trophy that I mean they hadn't won in a while. So I agree with you, Glazer, on that. Jerry says, "How come you put Mason Mount over Garnacho?" Well, it's up to the manager's decision, but I also think this was a bit of a mistake. First things first, Amorim has a soft spot for Mason Mount, but it could also have been because of the performance he put up against Athletic Club Bilbao when he came off the bench and scored 2 goals. That maybe, but I also think matches Garnacho can be shitty, miss and fluff chances. I also think he deserved to start that game because he came all the way throughout to the finals. Um, then Jerizio also said Mason Mount only scored 1 goal since no, he scored a brace against Atletico. Sorry, against Athletic Club, that is Bilbao, in the in the semifinals in Spain. Uh, yep, I agree with you. He's an arrogant. He's Josh was saying he has an ego of Cristiano Ronaldo and football brain of sorry, or rather football, whatever he called it, of Sean Wright Phillips. You know, he thinks so much of himself. Then Abel says left winger crosser, right winger crosser, best header striker, best goal keeper, best center back. Oh, sorry, my body is sucking. My body's shaking. I think he meant my body's shaking by play Man United like Ferguson. My body's sucking by play Man United by Ferguson. Sorry, I didn't get that, brother. Qatar, PSG looks good. Yeah, that's true. But do you know why they look good, Kadali? To me, I think it's because, first, they first sold Qatar the idea of bringing very many players, very many players into what? Into not very many players, those top players they brought in. I remember they brought Messi, they had Kylian Mbappe, they had Neymar, they had Sergio Ramos. They had a bunch of players, a bunch of players. I think they were trying to sell PSG, and they tried to go in for quick success, but it failed. But ever since Enrique took over PSG, he dealt away with the quick success that PSG was looking for. They've signed the right players. They've recruited the right players. They have an identity. They are playing so well. Dembele was always in the sick bay at Barcelona, came back. He's one of the top players, and honestly, he's one of the contenders for Ballon d'Or. If they win the
Is the only
UCL this
contender for
season,
the Ballon d'Or,
if they win the Champions League this season, I'm telling you, he's
even
right
when
there.
they
Look
don't
at
win.
Kvaratskhelia from Napoli. He's
Even
killing,
when they don't
destroying
win the
everything.
Ballon d'Or, it would be unfair.
Who is this other kid that you love so much?
Desire Doe,
Desire Doe. Their recruitment has been
the
on
new
point. They've done
Neymar,
so well. Who?
the new Neymar,
The new
the
name.
new Prince of
Abel
Football.
says. Abel says Glazer still not. Chang, the club from buying, killed the club. Is the text? Sorry, I didn't get that, but I think he's trying to say the Glazers killed the club. 100%. But they invested money. It's not like they didn't invest money. They invested money, but the people they appointed to do, to make those decisions like recruitment. I'm talking about Jude. I'm talking about Ed Woodward. All those guys. They
They did
really,
not care. They
they didn't
actually
care at
did
all.
not care for the product of the club. Gerizio, I just wanted to answer you real quick on why Mount for Garnacho. When you see what Mount had done in that
Mm,
period of time when he came back, you actually thought that he would give you much more than Garnacho was giving you, because the whole season we've actually wanted someone else to come in and play for Garnacho, but we didn't have that person. And Garnacho is the biggest threat that we have in the team ever since Marcus Rashford went out of the team. But even
mm,
when Marcus Rashford was huffing and puffing, we actually wanted him to be playing because he was giving the biggest threat in the team. So you always wanted Marcus Rashford to be playing for Manchester United. But that is because we didn't have any player to actually come and compete for the position. But now Mount comes back, and he can now compete for the position. You cannot put it on Amorim to select him,
but
because
no,
we don't know what happened in the training session.
Josh,
Maybe he was
on
better
that,
than him.
Josh, on that, I agree with him. Me personally, because I don't know. First of all, Amarim has a soft spot, sorry, spot for Mount. He has said that all day, any day. So yes, he
Yes.
performed. He scored 2 goals in Spain against Bilbao, but I still think Garnacho, regardless of his silly rants, his bad behavior, and yes, he has to leave. I still think he should have started ahead of Mount.
But you're not privy to the training sessions. You don't know what happened in the training session the day before, because we watched the game against Athletic Bilbao. Mount plays. We watched the game against Chelsea. Mount plays, and Mount actually has a very good game in the few minutes that he's played in both games. Then what does Garnacho remind you of? Even against Chelsea, Garnacho could have won us the game. Guess what he
Josh,
does? He fluffs as usual.
news. United Truthful Cadets of Alistock's Footy says Andre Onana has Andre Onana has been told he can look for a new club.
Oh,
He's
thank God.
unhappy about missing out on UCL football with 25% wage cuts. You know, it comes with a 25% wage cut. Remember, we also have to pay it
Thank
Adidas
God.
20, 10 million pounds because we
Thank
missed out.
God. You
And
gotta
he is
go.
open to a move to Saudi. Selling him won't be easy due to his 26 million book value. But Amorim wants a new number. I agree. And by the way, if
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
is true,
We
I
would have
hope.
beaten Tottenham had we had a keeper. I think I would have done a better job than Onana in goal. Onana is shit. It reminds me actually of the. Do you know the final that we had in the Europa League with Olgana Solskjaer against
Mm,
Villarreal? And
mhm.
Olgana Solskjaer left De Gea to go in for penalties when all of us, the fans, we
Knew he
actually
was going to make a
knew
substitution to bring in.
to bring in Romero, to
I know.
bring in,
I think that's
anyone
one of the
else.
reasons that's why Romero left.
Oh my God, anyone else. I don't remember if it was Romero on the bench.
It was Romero.
A better keeper actually in
Mm,
those
I remember.
spot kicks and stuff like that. He didn't bring him
He's
on.
a shot.
But
He was very good.
any other keeper we had on the bench, even if it was
Just
Dean
imagine
Henderson.
Mikel
But
Arteta
I think it
in
was
Man
Dean
United.
Henderson. It was Dean Henderson. It wasn't
No, no, it
Romero.
wasn't. Dean Henderson was there, but it wasn't him. Romero was there. Remember, Romero had
Even
come
Dean,
through that whole
even Dean
tournament,
Henderson.
playing, only for him to be dropped in the final. So that is how
Even
Garnacho also failed.
no, even Dean Henderson was much better
Josh,
in goal.
well, imagine Mikel Arteta in Man United. That is Glazers out. Uh,
Yeah, 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 yeah. I would love him. I would love him at United. He's a pragmatic guy. He's and maybe he will have gotten off the bad luck of the never winning stuff because he will come
mm,
to United and win stuff. Because maybe there's no longer a winning mentality at the club, but there's at least some ghosts of the
mm.
legends that can help him win stuff in a final.
Well, Josh
But
still
Mikel
using
Arteta is not moving anytime soon. Arsenal is not a serious club that can fire a manager. The manager has to actually. That is the shit that I didn't want with the guys who were managing United before. Uh, that people pleasing, that whole. We lost Greenwood because the board
I know
was
they could
people
have done.
pleasing.
First of all,
Okay.
guys, we condemn what Greenwood do. That is wrong,
Yes, yes, yes. Of
very,
course,
very
of
wrong.
course. We
But
strongly,
those guys
strongly
could have been,
condemn what he
yeah,
did.
strongly.
But
They could
I
have done
mean,
better. We've seen
the
teams,
moment the
you
moment
know.
the court passed a verdict, okay, the moment the court made their verdict, I mean, this is your asset. You are a football club
You
with this
remember the Ryan Giggs
asset.
issue? How
Go
Ferguson handled it? The Ryan Giggs
everyone,
issue.
Eric Cantona, Rio Ferdinand,
You know,
yeah,
Winebridge and John Terry at Chelsea. You know, you let
yeah, Enzo
anyway.
Fernandez, you know.
Enzo Fernandez coming
Yeah,
from the
because
Copa America.
these
Those
things do
chants.
happen. These things do happen, but if the courts of law have actually adjudicated on the matter, I mean, why are you self-incriminating? Why is the club
Especially
going on and on?
since he was
On
staying, and actually now they even have a kid together with the same woman. So I think they also really,
I
because
know
we are
I saw them
struggling to look for a striker.
I
With
saw them celebrating, and we just wasted an asset like that.
I know we're struggling to
But
look for a striker.
I
The man
think
is joint top scorer that side.
I know Kedali was talking about he wants Qatar because look at PSG. But when you look at PSG and what the Qataris have done over the time, Khalifa is a guy who actually loves football.
No, Josh, but
We,
they first did a mistake, looking
no, they,
for
yeah,
quick
but
success.
you
But
see,
also they were trying to promote the team.
Isaac, you can only make a mistake because you have passion.
Mm.
Okay, you already have passion for the game, so whatever decision you're making is for actually the interest of bettering the football club and stuff like that. For Sheikh Jassim, I have not seen any amount of talk about his interest in the game, so I am
Anyway,
not sure that he can pull it off, but money is money.
Abel,
And may not be as lucky as Man City was or PSG at the time, because ever since the Glazers bought Manchester United, the model of buying football clubs in England has changed.
mm,
You can no longer buy clubs a certain way, and we may not be able The guy, even if he buys the club, he may not be able to splash all this money and stuff like that as quick as we would like. But then you would ask, how was Todd Bowley done it at Chelsea? Todd Bowley is just a businessman, an American businessman who came with a capitalist mindset on how to do business, and he did it so fast. And he has also caused the Premier League to change some rules
Yeah,
because
because
Todd
of the
Bowley,
contracts he was awarding
yeah,
the players.
yeah. The
Bro, it
contract
looked
is
like money
awarding the
laundering.
players. Yeah, the contract is awarding the
Anyway,
players, and he's a guy who actually
Abel,
one of the first guys when he didn't have money, he let go of some properties of Chelsea. He
yeah.
sold some properties of
Well,
Chelsea to ensure that he can still buy players.
well, United is also letting go of players. Rather, they let go earlier around 250 staff. They're still letting go of close to 200 staff again this season, all because of that. But yeah, Josh Abel says because we are languishing in debts, man. And on top of that, the poor performances. Josh Abel says Gasperini to Man United, Josh, Atlanta coach. Gasperini, by the way.
Oh my God. I love Gasparini, but no way. No.
No?
I love him. I love him. I love the things that he does, but no.
Mm.
No. Yeah, it was
Glazers
Dean
out.
Henderson in
Glazers out because Man United was torn apart because of a host of
Gibraltar.
look how great the man is really. I think he's replying to you, Josh, how you were, if he was, this is after what you were talking about, what happened back then when you were comparing what Chelsea, all those guys did as soon as they were
Yeah, yeah,
taking,
yeah.
as soon as they took over the club. But yo, once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. The last segment, real quick, before we go. Josh, your thoughts? Your thoughts, real quick.
Ah, come on, bro.
In two
Why you
minutes.
killing the mood? Why you killing the
In,
mood?
in 2 minutes. You know. Yeah, Josh. In 2 minutes. In 2 minutes. I don't know what
Uh,
you think about the game.
I
Uh,
I wish that Chido Obi Martin plays the game from the start. I would like to see maybe even Seko Kone playing for the
mm.
first time. Yeah, I would like to see uh, Aiden Heaven play, and yeah, I would like the kids to play. I would like the
Well,
kids
let's.
to play.
Oh, Josh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me put on something on screen. Let me put on something
Oh,
real quick.
tell me we are
Glazer
saying.
says Glazer says I'm not watching it. To be honest, so feel like
Yeah,
not
I
watching
know.
it.
No, I'll watch it because it's on TV, but
New Alejandro Garnacho agents have spoken with Arsenal to confirm his situation. Chelsea and Atletico Madrid are leading the rest. There you go. There you go. Bro, if he joins Arsenal, he's going to even get
Arsenal would be downgrading.
really.
Okay, I mean, Saka is just as good as Garnacho, or Martinelli is just as good as Garnacho, but Arsenal needs to look for players who are going to win it the title.
Yeah, that is true. I do agree
Yeah,
with you, by
they
the
need
way.
to look for players. Why would you? Okay, you're ditching Martinelli for Garnacho, really?
I do agree with you, Josh, on that note.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go get Nico Williams, go get Rodrigo Goes, go get players who are going to add value to your team
Yeah, Josh. Real quick, back to the
right away.
transfer news. Liam Delap have United have held face-to-face talks with Liam Delap, or Ipswich 22-year-old striker, who has a 30 million release clause. Josh, million pounds. Delap scored 12 goals in 39 appearances this season, and is also being pursued by teams like Chelsea, Newcastle, and of course, we all know he has an. I think he has a bit of history with technical director Jason Wilcox, who's familiar with Delap's because I think they spent some time together at Man City, Josh.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
but I also
let's not be.
understand Everton, along with Moyes himself, held a face-to-face. They held talks with Delap. I think yesterday or yesterday, but one.
Yeah, Dilap is
Emiliano
working.
Martinez. I don't know how true this is. I think I'll take him over Onana. United are still interested in Aston Villa goalkeeper, although Villa already placed a 40 million pounds price tag. This move depends. I think this could depend on the sale of Onana if he's to come, because I mean the Villa is really not holding back, and
Yeah,
they
let
are
Onana
demanding
go
high
to Saudi
wages.
Arabia. We shall get the money.
And of
But
course,
Saudi Arabia
Semenyo,
doesn't
Josh.
pay a lot.
Semenyo is still a potential move. It won't
No,
go
no, no,
away,
no, no,
though the
no.
deal
Let
is
it
not yet
go away.
confirmed.
Yeah, let that one
Uh,
go away.
Victor Osimhen, not yet confirmed. Then we also have players like Gyökeres. I don't know, it's not yet. Ederson, not yet. Adam Wharton, great player at Crystal Palace, but very
Richard
expensive.
Rios.
No release
Richard
clause,
Rios.
so he's very pricey. Richard Rios from Palmeiras, I think he will be 20. He's still young by the. Is it 20?
No,
I'm not
he's
so
20
sure.
something. 22,
I think
20.
20, 22. Yeah, maybe he will be a great,
But
great, great
he's a good
option.
player. He's
His game,
ooh.
his game, his game. He will
You
be.
cannot. By the way, I need some moments to talk about Richard Rios. Maybe I'll come back and talk about Richard
We shall
Rios
come back
because
and
this
talk
guy,
about it.
yeah,
Blazers
this
out
guy
say
is the
the
guy.
only way I see United going back to the top is if, and this is a big if, the Glazers sell their shares to Qatar in full. We have to rebuild the club inside out, and yeah,
That's not going to
let's
happen
wait and see.
anytime soon. They
Blazer,
actually, the Glazers are actually looking at some profit they can make from the club owning this Wembley of the North, and it's just 3 years away. I don't see them selling the club.
well,
And Jassim, the money they ask of him, I don't think he can be ready to pay for Manchester United.
once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for making this interesting. Please do subscribe. Glazers out. Shout outs to you, brother Abel. Shout outs to you,
Cheers.
Jerizio. Shout outs to you, Hadari. Shout outs to you, everyone that has been in the comment section. Shout outs to you. And I know Sammy also earlier on. Shout outs to you. Then we had Brian earlier in the comment section. Look, Glazer, you said you're not going to watch. Please, just only it's the last game. We lose nothing,
Just watch the kids. Just watch for the sake of Chido,
Well, I
maybe
hope he bring.
Seko
I hope he
Kone,
brings the kids. I
Harry
hope he brings the
Yamas,
kids.
Aiden Heaven. I hope that Aiden Heaven starts the game.
Yeah.
Then you have some great, have Maguire, Bruno, Lenny Yoro, and Dalo. Have them, help the kids get some confidence in there. I wish that I don't know why we don't yet have suitors for Tyler Fredrickson. That kid looks
You mean
good.
loan spell? Let's wait and see. It's still too
Oh,
early. Still too
buying
early.
him.
It's still too early. Once again, guys, please do sub. No, we are not. But we are not selling. Please do
We
subscribe.
can
Turn on the
sell him. We can sell
notifications.
him.
Please do sub. Old management out. Glazer said, but yeah, shout out to you, brother. See you very soon. Old management
Cheers,
out.
bro.
Please,
Cheers,
please,
bro.
please. Hopefully. Sports Jazz, keep it locked, guys. Please do subscribe. Blessings to you all. Stay safe.